Hi Shogi fans, I'm back with another Shogi openings video. And today we're going to take a look at Pac-Man. Pac-Man is not a Joseki opening, it's kind of an opening trap that is played by white. Since it's just a trap, if black deals with it correctly, black can make it a win for him. So I thought making this video will help you not to be trapped by this Pac-Man. And the name Pac-Man is named after an old famous video game in the 80s. It was originally a Japanese video game. It was published by Namco, but I believe it's already famous all over the world. I'll put some link to that video game just in case you didn't know. Pac is a Japanese imitative word for when you catch something in your mouth. So in the video game, the character Pac-Man moves and keeps eating food, which is actually why this trap is named after it, because in this trap, white starts by giving you a little bait of a pawn, and black eats it. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, if white were to play Pac-Man, black has to play pawn to 7f first, and then here's the key move of Pac-Man. It's pawn to 4d. Alright, now here's the bait. The bishop can take the pawn for free, right? And well, of course, it is black's option to not to go for it. Let's say just pawn to 2f, and maybe a normal game follows that. Or other than 2f, maybe 4f would also be no problem. But, well, you should go ahead. Because black plays correctly, you can make a win. So, let's eat it. Pac. Alright, now the next move is, of course, rook to 4b, securing the bishop and the pawn. So, it's one way to go. Bishop promotes to 5c. Right, now, what do you think white's next move is? Well, normally you might want to play rook to 4g promote, but it's not the move for Pac-Man, because it doesn't do any good for white. For example, you can take this pawn attacking the knight, and if silver comes over, the horse can go back to 3f, for instance, attacking the dragon. And, well, it's still an equal game, baby. But, you know, you got many pawns, 3 pawns in your hand. It's not a bad situation for you. And alternatively, instead of taking that pawn, maybe go to 5h from the right. And actually, if white wants to keep this dragon on the board, he can only go to 4f. Because if you go to 4e, horse to 6g, 6-3, and fork. So 4f, but anyway, horse to 6g, silver comes over, and horse to 6d, attacking the dragon. And you see the dragon can't take this pawn because another fork. So this position is not bad for black too. And other than moving the horse now, black can also offer a rook trade here. So anyway, it's not so bad for black. Right, so the Pac-Man's move is not rook to 4g promote. It's this move, pawn to 3d, opening a bishop's diagonal. And it's pretty difficult to defend that lance, right? So let's start by seeing the most normal reaction by black, which is silver to 8g, 8h. Well, but this is what white wants. White will then promote his rook to 4g, because at this position, there's a pretty danger that you're going to be trapped. Because if you move the horse to 6c, attacking the knight, and silver to 7b, and let's say you move the horse to 3f, attacking the dragon. Well then, look at this. He'll drop a pawn to 5h. You see, it's not a 2-pawn. 5c pawn is gone. So the problem for black is his rook's protection on the silver is now blocked. So let's say gold takes it from the right. Well, then he takes the horse first, and this silver will fall, and you're trapped. And even if you take it with the rook, trying to keep the protection on the silver, he can just take it, and it's over, right? So this is the basic idea of Pac-Man trap. So you have to be careful. So after his rook promotion, what's good for black to do? Okay, one option is try to attack the dragon by the gold, knowing that it's going to block the rook. Because white will take the silver, but you can take the dragon. Well, this position is pretty difficult. If he takes the knight, I guess it's not very good, because horse to 4d, attacking the lance, protecting this lance, and also protecting this square, which is a square for the knight drop, to be attacking these two squares. So I guess horse to 9i is better, and I don't know, maybe horse 8c, so 7b, horse 5d, attacking another knight. If he defends it, well then let's see, gold 7i for instance, or he can ignore that and just an example, but lance drop, you take the knight but silver to 3b, and there's nowhere the horse can go to. You see the horse's defense here, but maybe pawn drop. Taking the horse is too dangerous. The king is alone here, so maybe he'll take it. If you take it with the gold, maybe a rook drop on 3a. So king takes it, and pawn drop maybe. Well, it's a pretty difficult position. So it's not that it's a bad position for black, but not very welcome for black at least. So let's not move the gold to 5h now. So what else can we do? Okay, let's see. After the horse to 6c and silver to 7b, horse to 3f wasn't very good. So what about horse to 8e? Well, this time, this pawn drop is not so good as the other one. Black may take it, and if white goes with the similar line, yeah, I guess it's an equal position. Well, I think the dragon can move to 4e now, attacking the horse, and actually this is a double attack. So this position might be also better for white. However, what is even better, at this position, white can drop the pawn 6h. So it blocks the rook, so you have to take it with the rook. But then he takes this pawn, checking, and no matter what you do now, he's going to take the rook, and then he'll take the silver. So it's a good position for white. So after all, moving the horse to 6c here, it's not very good. So what else? Okay, how about moving the silver to 7g, protecting itself? Okay, but in this case, the horse is still here. That means the dragon can now make this fork, which forces black to move his rook to 5h, of course, but here's a pawn drop. It's not a very comfortable position for black. So anyway, it seems that black has to move its horse anyway. So, okay, now let's look at the best one here. As horse to 7e, it saves the horse out of this 5th rank, and also it's stringed by this pawn, so even if he drops a pawn there, you can just take it, and his only option is go for that similar line we've seen, which is a very difficult position. So instead of that, what white does here is pawn to 7d, attacking the horse, because if he takes it, well, it's attacking the dragon, but it doesn't matter because now he can take this pawn, checking, and the problem for black at this position is that he can't block with the gold because, well, he's not going to take this silver now because it's going to go into that similar line. But here he moves the dragon to here, attacking the horse. So as I've said, once again, a double attack, right? Even if you block it with the rook, you can just take it and you lose a silver. So after this pawn push to 7d, don't take it. Instead, the best move is this, horse to 6e. Right now, once again, the horse lost the protection by the pawn, but in this case, the difference is attacking the knight, right? And you can see it also prevents that dragon move because it can't attack the horse anymore. It's going to be just taken. However, yeah, if I can go ahead with another line that is pawn drop, and after gold takes it, yeah, once again, the bishop's not going to take it. Right, dragon to 4e, attacking the horse. All right, so it's one way to go. Horse takes the knight, bishop takes the silver, and it's a very difficult position. One example is knight drop to 4c, king runs, you take it, gold runs, and maybe rook to 4h, offering rook trade. White accepts it, has to take it with the gold. I'll try to protect this area. And maybe horse 9i, like that. So it's a very, very difficult position. Maybe it's an equal game. So after all this, it's consequence following the best moves by both players. After silver to 8h at this position. Alright, but however, this silver move itself wasn't very good to begin with. Black can make it even better. Alright, one option is rook to 9h, I guess. Yes, no problem. Well then, maybe rook promotion, I don't know. But the bishop's diagonal is a much less threat to black. So rook 9h is one option, but not very smart. Right, how about this one? Pawn to 6f, which is pretty cool, because the bishop cannot take it. The reason is, now you can take the rook, and after he recaptures, okay, rook fork. And white has to drop a bishop there, which is pretty awkward. And also, even if he takes with the king, it doesn't make any difference. Another rook fork, which forces him to drop that bishop here. So he can't take that pawn with the bishop. So I guess he'll then promote the rook now. But I don't know, maybe a similar line as we've seen. Or, you know, this kind of move. But the difference is, white can take this pawn later. He has a chance of taking it later. So it's a little bit worse than what we've seen before. So maybe this pawn push is not so smart either. Right now, let's see what is thought to be the best move for black at this position. And it's simple. It's horse to 4b. You take out that rook. And after he recaptures, and then you move the silver to 8h. Okay, now the line after this is bishop drop to 9e, a powerful check. Well, the problem is you can't run. Yeah, you know why. You lose the silver. Well, and it's obvious that you can't block it with the rook, right? He can just take it, or he can ignore it and just go ahead taking it. So what should you do here? Silver to 7g might be an option, but it's not good. He'll just take with a bishop, and another bishop promotion here, and you take the lance too, and it's good for white. So the only thing you can do here is actually rook drop to 7g, and you're fine. Now after seeing this move, white can only make kind of a desperate move. It's knight to 3c. It seems he's trying to do something with it, but it's fine. You can ignore it and push the pawn up to 9f, for instance, forcing him to make that trade there. And he'll move that knight over to 4e, attacking the 5g square. So finally, the only thing you should be careful is not to move your generals to protect that square, for instance by silver, because then he'll sack his bishop there. And rook drop to 8i. You have to protect the 7h square. He's threatening a silver drop on 7h, so you have to drop the bishop there, and he'll take the lance. And I guess it's a good position for white. So after this knight leap, the best move for you is rook to 5h, I guess. And you're definitely fine. No problem. Alright, so that's all for Pac-Man. So now that you've learned how to deal with it, if your opponent ever plays pawn to 4d in the second move, don't be frightened with it. Just capture it with confidence. Okay? Oh, but I didn't make this video to have you use Pac-Man yourself against a beginner, so don't do that. Always nice to beginners. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.